Hello students, today we will discuss about the pharmacognosy of coriander, which is commonly known as the dhania in Hindi. If we talk about the synonym of this drug, it is commonly known as the Fructus coriandri, coriander fruits, cilantro and Chinese parsley. And its botanical name is Coriandrum sativum and it's belong to family Umbelliferae. So the biological source of these drugs will be as such like coriander consists dry fruits of Coriandrum sativum belonging to family Umbelliferae. Its useful part is the fruits and its botanical name is the Coriandrum sativum, whereas it's belong to family Umbelliferae. And if you see the geographical source of this drug, it is commonly cultivated in the European countries, particularly in Russia, Hungary, Africa, as well as in India. And in context of India, it is normally cultivated in Maharashtra, UP, Rajasthan, Jammu, Kashmir, and most of the coriander is coming from the Rajasthan state, and we can say that approximately 70% of the coriander is coming from the Rajasthan in India. Okay, so the biological source of this drug is the it consists dry fruits of Coriandrum sativum which belong to family Umbelliferae. You have to remember always in biological source the useful part of the drugs, its botanical name and its family. Next is the cultivations and collections of the drug. So it is commonly cultivated by the seed propagations methods, and drilling method is commonly used for the cultivations of coriander. And normally in the month of March, or we can say in early autumn, the seeds are sown by drilling method. So you can see here the pictures, some this type agriculture land is prepared for the cultivations. So drilling means you have to dig the soil and then you will put the seed inside the soil, and where you will cover the that seed with the soil. And here you can see in a large scale it is by with the help of the tractor it is going for the cultivations, whereas this person is preparing the small agriculture field for the cultivations of the drug. And approximately 15 to 20 kilograms of the fruits per hectare is required for the cultivations, and normally light to heavy black soil is required for the cultivations of coriander. Normally it is an annual herb and it can grow up to a height of 1 to 3 feet, and it is normally slender and it is branched, and flowers are normally short having the stalks umbels with 5 to 10 rays, and seeds fall as soon as ripe. And when the seeds are ripe, and normally these seeds ripe in the month of August, at that time disagreeable odor is occur from the plants. Now these plants are then cut down with the help of sickles. Sickles are the some type of instrument with the help of we can cut down the plants, and after that we can collect the fruits followed by the drying. And during drying, fruits develop some aromatic odor and unpleasant odor disappears. So in this way we can cultivate and collect coriander for the market. And in these slides you can see the morphological characteristics of the drug. So first thing is that it is the chemocarpic in nature. Coriander is chemocarpic in nature. In previous lecture I also said that chemocarp means when we will rub the fruits between our hand, it will divide into two equal portions. So this one is the chemocarp. This coriander fruit diagram is showing here whole fruit is known as the chemocarp, and the half portion of this chemocarp is known as the mericarp. So one chemocarp consists the two mericarp. You can see easily when you will rub the drug between your hands, it will divide into two equal portions, and each portion is known as the mericarp. Similarly, here you can see in these diagrams, this cremocarp is divided into two mericarp, and at the top of fruit, this is the apex, and in apex you can see the stylopod. Stylopod, some this type of teeth may be there, and the number of teeth may be it may be five teeth may be there at the stylopod. And if we talk about the shape of the drug, it is subspherical in shape, color is yellowish brown, and about the size of the drug, so it is 3 to 4 mm in diameter, whereas 4 to 30 millimeter in length, and its odor is aromatic, taste is spicy and aromatic, and there may be 10 primary ridges and 8 secondary ridges are present. Okay, this one is the primary ridges. This zigzag ridges you are seeing in this diagram, this is the primary ridges, and secondary ridges are, total number of secondary ridges are 8, which are straight. And so we can say that in each mericarp there will be 5 primary ridges and 4 secondary ridges, because this data is for the whole cremocarp fruit. So in each mericarp there will be 5 primary ridges and 4 secondary ridges, and primary ridges are wavy. Here you can see like this, they are wavy and inconspicuous, while secondary ridges are straight, and these secondary ridges are the straight. These are the differences between the primary and secondary ridges, that primary ridges are wavy and inconspicuous, whereas the secondary ridges are straight in nature. And the coriander fruit is described as the coleospermous fruit. Coleospermous means when you will see the concave surface. In previous lecture I also discussed about there are two surface. First one is the dorsal surface and second is the ventral surface. Coleospermous means if you see the ventral surface of this fruit, this drug, it is the concave in nature. So that is the known as the coleospermic fruits. So we can say that coriander is the coleospermous fruits, and it is tremocarpic in nature. Okay, so these are the important features of about the morphology of the drug, that it is cremocarpic in nature. Cremocarp means it is divided into two mericarps, and color is yellowish brown, shape is subsphericals. It consists primary and secondary ridges. Number of primary ridges are 10, whereas the secondary ridges are 8 in numbers, and the difference between the primary and secondary ridges are that the primary ridges are wavy, whereas the secondary ridges are straight in nature, and it is the coleospermous type of fruit. Coleospermous means ventral surface will be the concave in nature. And in these slides we can see the transfer sections of coriander fruit. So outermost, that is the layer. So again the pericarp is divided into the epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Okay, so this fruit can be divided into pericarp and seed. There may be two portions. First one is the pericarp and second one is the seed. And pericarp is divided into the epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp, whereas seed is divided into the testa and endosperms. And if we talk about the epicarp, so it is the single layer which consists the polygonal tubular cells, where covering with the help of the cuticle layers. So these are the single epicarpic layers which consist the polygonal tubular cells, and these cells are covered by the cuticle layer. And sometimes there may be presence of calcium oxalate crystals. So in the epicarpic zone there may be calcium oxalate crystals may also be present, and it consists the polygonal tubular cells which is covered by the cuticle layer. Okay, after that it consists the mesocarp. The Outer portions of the mesocarp is the poorly arranged with the tangentially elongated parenchymatous cells that is arranged by the tangentially elongated parenchymatous cells. Then after that, this mesocarp is inner portions of mesocarp is divided into the middle portions and the inner portions, and middle layer of this mesocarp is divided into the sclerenchymatous cells. These sclerenchymatous cells may be of two type. First one is the tangentially elongated sclerenchymatous cells, whereas second one is the longitudinal elongated sclerenchymatous cells. So we can say that in the mesocarp maybe there may be three regions in the mesocarp. First one is the outer region, then middle region, then inner regions. So in outer region there is the tangentially elongated parenchymatous cells, whereas the middle regions consist the sclerenchymatous cells, and these sclerenchymatous cells may be of two type. First one is the tangentially elongated sclerenchymatous cells, whereas second one is the longitudinally elongated sclerenchymatous cells. And after that, the inner region consists the poorly arranged cells. So and after that, endocarp is there. Endocarp is again a single layer cells after the mesocarp. So this pericarp is divided into the epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp. Epicarp consists the polygonal tubular cells which covered by the cuticle layers, and sometimes it also contain the calcium oxalate crystals, whereas mesocarpic regions can be divided into the three portions: outer, middle and inner. Outer is made up of the loosely arranged parenchymatous tangentially elongated parenchymatous cells, whereas the middle regions consist the sclerenchymatous cells, which are two type. First one is the tangentially elongated and second one is the longitudinally elongated sclerenchymatous cells, and inner layers consist the loosely arranged cells. Then single layer endocarp is there, and this region is known as the dorsal surface, whereas this surface is known as the ventral surface. So you can see here that the concave nature of the ventral surface, and two vittas are present on the ventral surface and one carpophore is there. In previous class I also discussed that this carpophore is used to join the each mericarp. With the help of, we can say that with the help of this carpophore, the mericarp are joined with each other, and on the ventral surface two vittas are present, and whereas in the dorsal surface there is no vita are present. So we can say that there are only two vita are present on the ventral surface of the mericarp, and there are the five primary ridges are there, and each below each primary ridges there are vascular bundles are present. So you can see here vascular bundles are here, and the total number of vascular bundles are 5, and on the dorsal surface some cavities are also present which is known as the lacuna. Okay, so it is all about the this dorsal surface and ventral surface. And if we talk about the seed portion, so it consists the single layer testa, which consists the yellowish color content, and after that endosperms is there. This one is the innermost layer is the endosperm. So testa and endosperm are the portions of the seed, whereas epicarp, mesocarp and endocarp are the portion of the this one. Then if you talk about so these all are the points which we discuss about the transverse sections of coriander. Shows the presence of dorsal surface and commissural surface. The ventral surface consists two vita and carpophore. The dorsal surface has 5 primary ridges and 4 secondary ridges. The epicarp consists of a single row of small thick walled cells, calcium oxalate crystals, and the mesocarp has an outer loosely arranged tangentially elongated parenchymatous cells, and the middle layer consists sclerenchymatous, and these sclerenchymatous cells may be longitudinally running fibers, whereas inner regions tangentially running fibers. Vascular bundles are present below the primary ridges. The inner layer has polygonal irregularly arranged parenchymatous cells. So the endocarp has the perquetry arrangement. Endocarp consists the perquetry arrangement, and in the testa single layer yellowish cells is there, and endosperm is thick polygonal colorless parenchymatous with fixed oil and allelurone grains. And if we talk about the chemical constituents, so mainly it consists the volatile oil, which is 0.3 to 1%, and out of this 90% of linalool, which is also known as the coriandrol, is present, and other constituents are borneol, cymene, camphor, geraniol, limonene, alpha pinene. And fruits also contain fatty oils and hydroxycoumarins. The fatty oils include acids of tarosalic acids, oleic acid, linolenic acid, whereas hydroxycoumarins include the umbelliferone and scopolamine. So if you see the characteristics of the oil, specific gravity of the oil is 0.863 to 875, refractive index 1.462 to 1.472, and optical rotation is +8 to +15 degree. And next is the usage of the drug. So it is aromatic, carminative, stimulant, antispasmodic, flavoring agent. It is also used as the refrigerant, tonic, appetizer, diuretic, aphrodisiac, and stomachic. And coriander can be applied externally for the rheumatism, and it is useful also for the painful joints. So it is all about the coriander drug. Thank you very much for watching the video.